Okay, guys, welcome to another first episode of Age of Empires, where I will teach you how to build the basics so you can at least survive a few attack rounds on Age of Empires. Now, most of the time I won't talk, but sometimes I will tell you what to do and how to get there. So first of all, these sheep you want to get them so that if you can have them, they can give you some meat, which would probably be best. Because your first upgrade or age up is to get a some meat. So let's start with that at least. You want to put half of your men on wood so they can start chopping wood. I highly recommend that you build one of these lumber camps, as you can see here in the corner. This is how a lumber camp looks. When building a lumber camp, it helps you to, instead of your villagers walking all the way from this tree here to the town center, they will just walk to that thing and put the wood there. So getting resources and stuff will be faster. So now we're going to train a few more villagers, and then I'll talk to you a bit later on when we're further in the game. Here we go. You want to build some houses so you can get your population up, and then you can make more villages. So that's very important. And also focus on gold, especially even if it's just one villager or two villager. Focus on gold as well in the first, as quickly as possible in the beginning. Your king, you always want to put your king inside the castle just for safety. Try building one of these as well. It's called a mill. It's very sufficient and helps a lot. And makes you create farms. And you definitely want farms to make more production on food so you can upgrade. You also want to start building a barracks as quickly as possible. It just helps a lot more. Also make sure that none of the villagers stand around doing nothing like this one, and when they finish with their construction that you put them to work. It's very important that they work, so every second and minute counts on this game, especially when you play it in hard mode. You can place your farms which way ever you'd like. Once your barracks is built, it's not necessary to usually make troops at first. First of all, just try to get as quickly as possible the resources to age up.
Yay!
If you want to know if you are keeping with the other player, you just check here in the corner where my mouse shows. His is a 1760 minus 1650. So that's how you would know if you are actually keeping up with him or not. But just it doesn't mean you have to keep up with them to survive. You can still win this game even if you are lower. It depends on how your walls are placed and defenses. Create these things so that it automatically fills the farms. You don't want to click on the villager and make a farm and everything again, because it takes a crap ton of time. Now let's take a look at the enemy's base. As you can see, they are almost as good as you. They've got a few buildings that you might not have yet, but you've got at least more than them. And as you can see here on the sides, you're catching up very good. Also try and get as much stones as you can, and build a mine close to it, because you'll need them to make walls and towers. Another thing you need to know about this game is, especially with the map called Black Forest that we are playing on, you can see on the map here, there's a road that goes from my town to their town. Now this is the entry that you might want to focus on closing. Instead of building a wall here and here to close this big gap where they can come in, rather just focus on building your towers and concentration here, so that the only way they can come in is here. It will save a lot more resources and work better.
Mandatum. Bulden. Yay. Bulden.
Yay. Bulden.
See, he's feudal age, and look, you have catched up to him. You are actually ahead because you've got more villages, your population is more, you've got more income of food and resources, and he is stuck below you because he is more focused on aging up as quickly as possible, creating an army and wiping you out. You are focused more on resources, and the more resources you have, the better your attack and chances to survive. Now you stop creating villages and you wait until you get 500 food, then you click on it. Now we're aging up. As you can see here, we're aging up to age 2, and now you can start letting your people do the work. You don't need to do anything until the age up is finished, so you can make more villages and then create more of these houses, which will help increasing the population, and then you can do a lot more. So just to get ahead, take 2 villages. There always might be a wolf you see somewhere on your way to somewhere. So send 2 villages to attack the wolf, because you can see it's in the way. We are going here, and this is where the base is, and these villages are going there. So 2 will kill 1, and you get your villages ready so you can start building the wall from point A to point B. And if you have finished building the wall, then you know you are safe. Also, obviously, build a gate so you can get through with your villages. Now we just need to wait for the age up, and then we can take it much further and I can show you more. Keep remembering to add some of these farms so they can automatically respawn here, so you don't need to go click on a villager like I said and do that again. Okay, now we're age 2. Now we can start actually working very fast. Get this wheelbarrow. It makes the villagers gather a lot more resources, and when the resources get to your base, instead of 10 resources every time, it will give you 15 resources every time. So instead of 10 wood the whole time, you'll get an income of 15 wood the whole time. When you get to the mines, and please upgrade these things. They help for speed and more. As same with the lumber camps and with the mill and everything. And remember, keep checking this regularly. This is important. You don't want this to run out. When you get here, focus more on spearmen, because mostly these guys can make heavy armored men, But you're not going to focus on heavy armored men now. You're not going to take them head on. You're going to hide behind this wall, which was from point A to point B, and you'll have archers taking them out. So these two villages that you had here, that you placed, you see here, now you can build the wall from point A to point B. So then we just drag it, and then you bring it a little closer like this. You want it to be close like this. They will immediately start building it, and once it's built, there's no other way for them on the map, as you can see, to get in to your base. Keep creating farms. These farms are important. You will need more of them as you go in the game. You'll need more resources. More resources will be taken from you. So keep at it. Keep making farms. Keep making lumber camps. Keep creating villages so that you can keep on making production. You do not want to run out of production for food and resources, and keep making these houses so you can keep creating more soldiers and everything there at the population of 45. You want it to go higher. Soldiers, don't make too much of these spearmen, rather 5 or 10 at least, just for safety, for in case some of them can break in or attack. Then you build the wall. Obviously the wall is there so you can get your people through to attack. Now you focus on archery. Archery is very important, and your stable for cavalry. They will be the more stronger against his soldiers. When building an archery range, please build it as close as you can to the wall. Not too close so that they can attack it, but as close to the wall as you can. Lock the gate at all times. Because when training troops, you don't want them to walk from this point and they must come get here to attack the enemy. They will be taking a while, and by that time the wall could be broken. Keep checking the farms. As you can see, wood is starting to become a problem. I haven't focused on wood that much now, so that's why you need to keep focusing on your resources. Focus, and keep creating more villages, make more resources. That is the most important. If we take a look at them, they are looking not bad. They've got a few troops, but not enough to get through the wall. As you can see, these monks are such an irritation. They're such a big pain in my ass. They can create a spell that can make your villagers or soldiers turn into one of your enemy's soldiers. So these are archers. You want to make them. They're good for distance, for range and everything. Keep them away as far as possible from the wall so that no one can't actually take them or steal them. In other words, your enemy. Let's make a lumber camp because the wood is starting to seem getting low. Put more people on gold. Start working harder and harder with your villagers. Forget about the enemies, soldiers, or any type of stress like that. Just keep creating these archers. Make these people. And if you've got 4 archers, attack that monk so you can use your villagers, because you've got enough stoners at the top, 600 as you can see, and it takes stone to make a watchtower. Now these watchtowers are effective, not that much, but they are effective when it comes to defending and helping for firepower. So I've got 3 archers. I'm going to take them so they attack the monk so he can go away. And now you just keep creating archers. Very important.
Yay. Ready.
Check when your houses are finished. Keep building houses. It's important to keep them also to go to the max until you can't build anymore, so your population can go higher. You want that, obviously. because that will mean more troops and more power. As you can see, it says you need to build more houses, so the production is 60-60, as you can see here. That's why I want you to keep focusing on that. Building a lot of these towers might feel like a waste of resources to you. It's actually not. Most people call it turtling. This is not turtling. This is only 4 towers that is based against the enemy on a bot that is hard. This is not another player you're playing against. So you want this firepower to help you. When you're playing the campaign, it's also nice to have them, but mostly focus on soldiers in the campaign. Once you upgrade this makes the footwork go faster, so the soldiers will run faster. As you can see, now the towers are finished. Just build one more for extra firepower. Always better to have extra power to shoot with or anything. Now you see you've got a bunch of archers. It might look like a lot, and when you click here, they spread more. So now you can see you have a lot more. But there are not as much archers as you think they are. The enemy's power is always stronger. They are always at an advantage. So this is just a first defense. Get as much more villages as you can on gold. Now you need to start focusing more on gold and wood. Food, yes, is important, but it's not that of importance now. Keep creating villages. Don't worry about aging up. This guy is aging up like crazy. Don't worry about it. Build one of these markets. These markets will help a lot, so you can exchange and, you know, give wood for gold and stuff. As you can see, the enemy is pretty prepared. They have a lot of soldiers. When their soldiers start moving like this, it means they're on their way to attack something. Sometimes it can be you, sometimes it won't. But be aware and awake that it can be you sometimes. Don't forget the production of houses. They are very important. You want to keep in production of training villages. Now we are going to start building stables. Stables are for cavalry, and they will help a lot when you are fighting the enemy. When it comes to hammering, so shielded guys will help. Now you can see, just because you focused from the beginning on gold and resources, your food is 2,600, your gold is 700, and you need 200 gold to go to the next age, and you need 800 food to go to the next age. So now it's easy. Now you can just age it up as quickly as possible, and you'll be catching up with this guy's 4,400 very quickly. Remember to check. You see, when the village is finished, then you have to do this the whole time. Click on the villager, make the farm. Click on the villager, make the farm. We don't want that. Keep this in production as much as you can.
Golden.
Chopper.
At a later stage, leave those 3 villages there. You want them to be there. You've got 950 stone. Now, I'll show you why you need to keep those villages there and why you'll need so much stone. These villages are doing food, you can put them on gold as well, because gold will be your biggest population thing that will taking population. Because your archers are taking much gold and food. So food and gold will be mostly the most important to you now. Keep building houses, want to keep them going. I set the population 150, so the houses can only go to a certain max amount. So yes, and they can also go to 150 max. That's why it looks like they have a lot of troops, but they can only make a certain amount of troops. Now they've got much more villagers than troops. Now we've aged up. Now you want to upgrade these archers, you want to upgrade these knights. You can't upgrade them yet, but knights is very important. They are very good at running against other cavalry, shielded soldiers, you name it. Even archers, they wipe out archers very fast. Now this is a castle, 650 stone. We're using this for heavy intense firepower. Now this thing shoots a hell lot of power. You build it there, everything looks a bit on top of each other built. You keep creating archers. It's very important to keep them in production now, especially when you're going to war. Focus on gold, like I said, that we are busy doing in the game. When needing gold, sell food, because your food is much more than all the other resources. Sell it for some gold. Go to your stables, make two horses in another stable. Make some archers as quickly as you can, so you can have a lot of firepower at once. You do not want 7 archers firing at an army of 1,000, because it won't work. Keep these houses in production, because they are very important. Now I'm going to leave this space open. As you can see, this space I'm going to leave open to build another town center, which means I can create more villages again. So they can start chopping all this wood. As you can see, the most of this map is made out of wood. These are longbowmen. They are very important. They are for long range, especially. You do want to have some of them as backup when, let's say, your army is destroyed or anything is destroyed at all. You want them to be there, and they are very important because they have much more damage. Can do a lot more damage and have a lot more stronger firepower. Keep creating villagers, as they are an importance to the resources. Keep upgrading these things. The gold shaft, you want the lumber camp for the bow sword to go. Delete these things, they are annoying. As you build a lot more of them, you can take villages and build one much closer. It will be more faster and efficient. As you know, this game, the enemy will not come with 3 or 4 soldiers attacking you. They will come with a lot more soldiers. They will come with an amount of soldiers that can be anything between 50 and higher. It depends on how high your population is sent. Now I've sent this population to 150, so it's at least something to resist a little bit from. Use these villages, create a town center so you can start building and mining and get more villagers. Now you want to focus on villagers. You do not want too much soldiers because they cost a lot of money. So for every 6 villagers I have, they can make 15 horses. So that's why you need to focus more on the support and upgrading your troops, and have less troops that are very much armored than troops that are weak and not armored, and you don't have the resources to back up the war. You want the resources to back up the war, and that is important. Building one of these blacksmiths is also important. They can help you. They help you upgrade your swordmen and everything, damage, range, speed, everything. Keep checking these plants. You don't want them to run out. Upgrade that and keep them in production. Now as this village place is finished, you can start creating more villages, and you can put all the villages on wood, because wood is your biggest and most populated resource in this map, and you can start chopping down trees. Keep upgrading these things, they are important. Rather, I prefer to make 2 of them because then you can upgrade everything much faster. Building a church is also important.
Hunter.
Never use your spearmen in front of the wall. You do not want that. When putting your spearmen in front of the wall, it's an easy target because the gate will be opened and the enemy can walk through much faster. Spearmen are for when they break through, to keep the lines a little bit and to keep them back for a few seconds, even if it's just 2 seconds or 1 second, for you to get the rest of your army to reach there, the army and the fight. As you can see, wood is getting very good, gold is good, although that's not a lot of gold. Stone is good, it can be higher, but there's not much resources, and food is something that is okay because there's always an unlimited production of them. Keep upgrading these things, they are important. Don't upgrade anything in the market here because you don't have allies to share resources with or anything. Don't focus on scout cavalry and to upgrade them to light cavalry. They are not that sufficient and not strong. I'd rather recommend that you save that 80 food and you spend it rather on the 75 gold for one of these knights and 60 food. As you can see, we can age up. They have that available. They have that available now, as you can see. Now you see they need 1,000 food. We just need some more food and 800 gold. Now, just because you've got a lot of resources and you don't need wood, sell your wood for some gold until it's out, and sell your gold for some food. Now you've got enough resources. Now you can start aging up and upgrade your troops so they can be stronger. Keep upgrading everything that you see here as quickly as possible as you can. It's very important, so it will help. Making these battering rams is a waste of resources. Now, not that sufficient against anything, but what you can do is you can make that siege weapons. I prefer make 2 of them so that the production when you really need them is faster, and then you can at least use them to make slingshots and stuff against these castles because you want to get through to the king and kill the king. As you can see, there's a wolf attacking me. Just shoot it down. Okay, then it can build further.
Chopper.
Now you see your population is 150 and it's full. Your population is full. Now what you want to do is wait for them to make the first move. Let them attack you with all these troops. You maybe survive it just. But if you survive it at least, and I highly recommend, because you have the castle and the towers, it will help you a lot. So you will survive it. You attack them immediately, even if it's just 16 troops. You attack their base and do damage. It might not seem like it's actually effectively or not really doing anything, but it is important to try and attack them. Upgrade your archers, upgrade everything all the troops that you have. Upgrade the troops that you have. Don't upgrade anything else if you don't have that type of troop. Spearmen you can upgrade because we have spearmen. You can upgrade these longbowmen, you can upgrade the horses. Those are of importance to you. Now this is a small army, but with all this firepower and the archers that you have here already, they are definitely going to take a bit of a hammering. Much more than you think it would be. You think that you won't be able to survive it, but you'll be shocked how much firepower it can actually mean to you. Build these things closer as you go further on in the game. Just keep that in mind so that you can still keep making them. Production, keep this in production. You really want this to make it a lot so you don't have to worry about it for a long time. And now you're fully aged up. All you can do now is upgrade everything that you can. That obviously is importance of you to you. These guys are barrel guys, so they are called petards. They are very effectively, so I recommend deleting some of these pikemen, at least keeping 4 of the pikemen. So I highly recommend you delete these pikemen and you save some for them. So when you attack the castle with the king in, then you at least have a chance. Now, the king will be in one of these castles, as you can see. Now, these castles will have a flag. So you see this castle has 2 flags, so you know the king is sitting at the back. Now we've got a problem. You see what's happening now. You don't want this game to go on longer and longer and longer. So what you want to do is send these 4 spearmen, only 4 spearmen, to attack that. Your gate is now opened, as you can see. It says lock gate, so that means it's open. We are sending them out now to attack that building so we can draw the enemy out to our walls with all this firepower and the archers. Now immediately close the gate. You are not letting those spearmen in. They will have to take a damage and die. As you can see, they're already on their way. Get your archers closer in ready position. The moment you see them, retreat with your spearmen as quickly as possible. As you can see, the fire has already begun, and you put them on stand ground. So they stand still and they will hold the ground and fight. So now the rest will come. As you can see, you've still got your 4 spearmen, which are very effective now because you've got all this firepower that's helping you. Taking them a little bit forward can be useful, and bringing your longbowmen from behind, because the longbowmen are much more expensive. As you can see, this person does not have a lot of archery, so you can start attacking these guys as they attack the wall. Now you can take them and tell them to stand their ground, and they will stand there and fight. As they are fighting, keep creating more archers. You want them to keep in production the whole time. As you can see, that is about basically their whole army, which is not that big, and it's a good thing because now you need to prepare to attack their base, and you want to move your troops as deeply as you can in. So what you're going to do is you're going to move your troops around here, you're going to walk through here to that, and then you're going to send those petards in to ram the building so that the king can come out and you can kill him, and you finish the game once and for all. As you can see, the attack has been effectively well, and you have taken minimal scar. The walls are a bit damaged. Yes, we can repair that always. It's very easy and quickly. Keep in mind while you're at war to keep focused that your villagers don't do nothing. You want them to still be busy working while you are doing and handling the war. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to open your gates. You're going to send these archers and everything through. You're going to send them to war. We want them to attack. Attack, and we want to send them as quickly and as deep as possible in so that these petards and cavalry can get through. Now, forget about the buildings. We are keep walking on. We are fighting these enemies. Even though they are cowards and they're running away like a bunch of wussies and sissies, we are keep shooting. Keep focusing your firepower on one person at a time. It might not feel much, but at least it's effective. Now the cavalry can start moving in. Keep your petards back. They are very important. We want them to be kept back. Send your cavalry through to attack these trebuchets because they can do a lot of damage. As you can see, the attack is being successful and the people are walking, the army is marching forward. We can at least know now that it's good. Keep training troops, keep sending troops in. You want to keep them going. Keep some of the archers behind, so for in case you lose your army, you have at least a few left. As you can see, we are struggling a bit to get through the lines, but that is okay, as you can always reinforce them with a little bit more. Lock your gate always. It's better to lock your gate. Attack these troops that are close to you. And then you keep doing this over and over and over and over. So that's what you're going to keep doing over and over. Keep attacking them, retreat a bit, keep attacking them, retreat a bit, and at the end of the day, you will be victorious in the game. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and if you need any more information on the game or options of the game or settings or how to win Regicide or the tournament or any other type of style of the game or map, please click below, subscribe, like this video, and then I will comment to you as quickly as possible. Thank you for watching.